Hey, what's up everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is a special video I'm doing today. This is my thoughts and commentary on Fergie singing the National Anthem at the NBA All-Stars game. Now, for those of you who've been following the story, Fergie has received a lot of backlash for her bluesy rendition of the StarSpangled Banner. You know, you can definitely tell, even when she was singing it, you know, some of the players were kind of giving that look like, girl, what is going on over here? So pretty much, you know, this is not a video to pretty much roast Fergie. It's more to enlighten her, because we all know Fergie is a dynamic vocalist. I mean, being a part of the Black Eyed Peas, being a solo artist, you know, Fergie is she's a monumental talent. And a voice like hers in the Star-Spangled Banner are like a match made in heaven. I mean, some of the best singers have done the Star-Spangled Banner. The one who I know is number one, and even number one in my heart, was Whitney Houston's version of the Star-Spangled Banner. That made it on the album. That actually made it on the charts. That's how good her rendition was. So Whitney Houston is the actual standard of how you sing the Star-Spangled Banner. I live in Washington D.C., so we got the Smithsonian, and I go to the Smithsonian a lot actually, and at the American History Museum, they actually had the actual Star-Spangled Banner there. And once you go through, when you actually go through the exhibit, you hear Whitney Houston's version of the Star-Spangled Banner. And I'm not gonna lie, every time I hear it, it damn near moves me to tears, because Whitney had something special. But you know, not to get too much off, not to go too much off on a tangent or anything. Whitney Houston is the standard of how you sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Now, the Star-Spangled Banner, which was written by Francis Scott Key, you know, it's pretty much just a standard song. So you literally have these parameters that you have to stay in, and if you go too far, you'll completely throw off the entire song. And unfortunately, that's what Fergie did. And I actually applaud her for trying to change it up and trying to make it different. But unfortunately, Fergie, that is not the song to do that with. Now, if you would have did that with Lift Every Voice, you probably would have come off a lot better, because the Lift Every Voice has a lot of soul, you know. And if you think about the words of Lift Every Voice, it's very empowering, and it's very empowering as well as inspirational, you know. And you know, and I've heard so many different versions of Lift Every Voice. I mean, so there are multiple versions of that. But with the Star-Spangled Banner, you got to stay in those parameters, because if you go too far, you can get the backlash. Because the one thing I can say about our dearly beloved white folks, they are very fickle and very picky when it comes down to their national anthem. They do not want you messing with that anthem in no iotas at all. They do not want you straying away from it. They don't want you changing it up or any of that. I mean, and one thing why I want to bring this up is because Fergie should have definitely studied history of people who did the national anthem and the backlash they received when they didn't do it properly. One being Roseanne Barr. Now, I'm a huge Roseanne fan, and she pretty much, the whole idea was her doing the national anthem. It was supposed to have been a joke, but they didn't take it as a joke, and they roasted the living hell out of her. Sinead O'Connor was offered to do the national anthem, and she said that she wasn't gonna do it. And Frank Sinatra threatened to give her a good kick in the ass. So, you know, these are examples of, like, when you mess with that national anthem, or you don't actually report to sing it, white America is not pleased. And white America will let you know how unpleased they are with you. And we're kind of seeing this go on right now with Fergie, and it's unfortunate because Fergie is a phenomenal singer, and I can honestly say she didn't sound bad. It just didn't come off right because you cannot change up that kind of song. And unfortunately, she's paying the price for it in the press. She's even issued an apology and everything that people didn't like her version. Yeah, because at the end of the day, that's not the kind of song you can change up. You know, you can kind of put a little vocal riffs here and there, like, you know, I mean, you can kind of play around with it, but you have to stay in that structure. But when you start trying to change notes, and it started to get, because even when I listened to her do the national anthem, it sounded like a totally different song. It didn't sound like the national anthem. So of course everybody's kind of turning like, what the hell is this shit? What's going on here? Like, no, I thought she was singing the national anthem. What is this? And you kind of saw that, you know, while she was singing it. And I mean, I applaud her because she is an artist, and artists are always trying to be creative, and they're always trying to push the envelope. I applaud you for that, Fergie. But boo-boo, that was not the song to do that with. And now you're understanding how fickle white people are when it comes down to that national anthem. You cannot play with that. They get in their feelings very quickly when you mess with that national anthem. And besides, I wouldn't be trying to bring, you know, that blue rendition to that song anyway. I mean, after all, let's be real. Francis Scott Key actually has a verse in the StarSpangled Banner that endorses slavery. Look it up, babies. It's there. So, even though they don't have that version in the StarSpangled Banner anymore, the fact that the composer actually composed that within there, that root is still there. I don't care how you shake it. It's there. And it's not that it's not a good song. But again, it's a standard song. It's not a type of song where you can make it your own. You know, it's not like, you know, like some of our famous, you know, hits or old school songs that we want to kind of make new, and we give it a new face and a new light. You can't do that with the StarSpangled Banner. So I applaud Fergie for being creative and being inventive and trying a new way, but she picked the wrong song to do that with. Because, you know, people was like, oh, she sounded horrible, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, she did not sound horrible. Y'all just being assholes. She didn't sound horrible. It just didn't sound right because that was not the right kind of song to do that kind of rendition of singing. I mean, Fergie can sing the house down. She can do scat, she can do jazz, she can do pop, R&B. She's limitless to how she can, you know, work her voice. I mean, and me being a singer myself, I love great voices, and she's one of those great voices that I love. But take this as a lesson, Fergie. Even though you got that complexion for the protection and the collection, don't mess with that. Even though you got that skin, they'll still roast your ass too if you mess with that national anthem. They do not play with that. You know, that's why I said the standard is Whitney Houston. You need to be trying to reach that. You know, because for one, she is considered the best rendition of the national anthem to this day. No one has surpassed Whitney's rendition of the StarSpangled Banner. So that is what you need to look up to and aspire. And that is the kind of rendition you want to do. You try to do anything outside of that or try to do anything, you know, extreme, the white people are going to roast you, which is what's going on. I mean, and it's unfortunate that it's happening to Fergie, but Fergie, just word of advice, baby. Now, if you want to do like a different version or a bluesy version, you know, of an anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing is the perfect version. It's the perfect thing. You know, it's the perfect song to do that with. Because Lift Every Voice has soul, it has body, it has structure, you know, and with the way that song is structured, you can mold it and make it, you know, because I've seen so many different versions of people do Lift Every Voice and Sing, and a lot of them blew me away with how good these versions are. But, you know, that's steeped in soul. With soul, you know, there's so many different variations that make up the soul, so you can play around with that song, and you can make it bluesy or make it jazzy, or, you know, make it classical, or make it hip, or make it, you know, hip, you know, as far as hip-hop, or make it R&B. You know, you can do that with Lift Every Voice. Lift Every Voice has that freedom where you can do that. But the Star-Spangled Banner is really like a standard song, so straying away from it could be the kiss of death. And Fergie is now figuring out, yeah, I probably chose the wrong song to do that with. But in all honesty, though, I mean, it's something that I wanted to talk about because, you know, I've sung the Star-Spangled Banner before, and I've definitely kept it in that structure. I mean, definitely, you know, I have soul, so I definitely like to do my vocal riffs, but you got to keep it to a minimum with the Star-Spangled Banner. When you do too much, it throws the song off. And we've seen many times, you know, people throughout history who have done the Star-Spangled Banner. Pink, Fergie. Pink did the Star-Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl. Pink killed it. Killed it. That's the type of rendition of the song that you do. You show your vocal power without straying away from the standards, from not straying away from those parameters. You can still kill it vocally, but when you start trying to go off on a tangent and start trying to do all these oohs and ahs and all these riffs and all of these scants, white people don't like that. They're like, no, sing what's written. No. It's our national anthem. The hell is wrong with you? Do it standard. I'm just saying. But, you know, this is just an eye-opener that, yeah, even for singers like myself or any singer, if you're going to do the Star-Spangled Banner, do the Star-Spangled Banner according to standard. You can play around with it within the parameters, but do not go changing notes, and don't go to trying to change how the way the song has been somewhat programmed within America's ear. Because the song has been programmed in America's ear to sound a certain way. So if you come off trying to make that song sound different, they're coming for you. And they're going to come for you hard. So yeah, I wanted to kind of do this little piece just to kind of share that, yeah, when it comes to the Star-Spangled Banner, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am. Don't play with that one. You know, because, I mean, it don't matter whether you're black or white or what race you are. If you do that song, if you go too far off on a tangent, it's not going to work well for you. So that's what I have, y'all. I'd also like to hear your thoughts and comments on this too. Again, I just ask that you be respectful. You don't have to agree with what I said, because I do want to hear your feedback. I just ask that you respect me, and I will respect you. So, you know, put those comments down there. Let me know what you think about what I said, or your own thoughts about what your opinions were about Fergie's rendition of the national anthem at the NBA All-Stars game. So let me hear your feedback. But that's what I have. So subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and I will definitely be doing some thoughts and commentary in the future. So until next time, everybody, take care.